All right, let's get a rockin' and rollin', rockin' and a reelin'. Barbaran. All right, we are back with a little bit of Lantern Control. This is, I think, the last deck I'm testing for our Prison Week. I just finished a 2-league run off stream, mostly off stream, with my Turbo Chalice deck. And this is a tweak of the previous version of Black-Green Prison that I played, or Black-Green Lantern Control. So the key cards in this deck are Lantern of Insight and other 1-mana artifacts that allow you to mill your opponent. So this card says, players play with the top card of their libraries revealed. The other part is kind of only in a panic situation, but the reason that we use this card is because with Codex Shredder or Ghoulcaller's Bell or Pyxis of Pandemonium, we're able to remove the top card of our opponent's library and continuously stop them from drawing relevant cards. Why would we want to do that? Well, because we're eventually going to win by milling them out. And then in terms of what we actually do on the battlefield, all we're going to do is attack our opponent's hand with Inquisition of Kozilek and Thoughtseize to try to get things out of their hand that could stop us, and play other prison pieces like Ensnaring Bridge. We also do have an alternate win condition in Gaea, Orzhov, Usurper, which is just also a reasonable tool at this point. She allows us to exile cards from our opponent's graveyard and gain life if there are creatures. She can exile non-land permanents with converted mana cost 1 or less, and we can win the game by using her ultimate, which comes up pretty quick. So she's just generally a good tool to have. And then we've got 4 copies of Ensnaring Bridge to see if we can't die to creatures. So any of the blue soup decks are going to be pretty much a nightmare no-win scenario for us. But there are plenty of decks in this format that might just fold to an Ensnaring Bridge. That said, Skyclave Apparition really poking a hole in that, so we'll see if we can't stop our opponents from drawing that card. Maybe hit it with Surgical early, so we'll see how she goes. I tweaked this deck to my liking compared to the previous version that I was playing that had Scheming Symmetry, which literally never worked for me, and it had like 2 Simian Spirit Guides, which I think was nonsense. That said, I think at some point in the future it's possible that we'll revisit like 4-color Whir Prison and see what I can do with that. I think there's something to that deck, but the question is how good is Chalice right now, and the blue soup decks are really good against Chalice, and the Aether Vial decks can get under Chalice. No Omnath Brews. I've played an Omnath Brew with Karn that was like super fun, but that wasn't really part of Prison Week, so I'm trying to stay on theme. Hey, look, it's a reasonable hand. Let's lose. We're gonna go Blooming Marsh, Mishra's Bauble, Inquisition here, so that hopefully sets us up for success. All right, so this is one of the nightmare matchups. Bant? Company? I guess I'm gonna... Oh, this is the... Yeah, Soul Herder. But without Urian, so my opponent is bad. So I think we take the Coiling Oracle, because that's able to accelerate them. Have you tried Valakut Exploration? Card is cool AF. I have not, but my podcast co-hosts have. All right, they're shuffling away the Force of Negation. That's fine. I think I was probably supposed to take away their Eldamri's Call, since that's the card in their hand that can go and get something that can break my prison setup. They don't know what I'm on yet, so I wonder if we should play Inquisition and see where that goes. Play Spire of Industry. It's less risky. See what happens if we Inquisition here. I shouldn't have played the Spire of Industry because that gives them some tip off that I'm something that is not like Jund or Black-Green Prison or Luris Rock. So that's a tiny misplay here. What I don't want them to play here is Eldamri's Call, because I would like to remove that as a possibility. Okay, good. Play the Ice Fang, that's fine. I don't really care. Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. So they can draw cards with the Ephemerate at instant speed, but I think taking away the Eladamri's Call, playing Lantern, and then I could draw step, Surgical, the Eldamri's Call, and if they've drawn a second one, it forces them to try to play it. Yeah, they're not going to be drawing it, though. So let's let them draw Snow-Covered Plains, because that is no threat. Hey, look, there's the Eldamri's Call on top. So if they try to draw it, we'll let them draw it in Surgical. So Surgical won't be an O for X. Won't be card disadvantage if we do it that way. We're going to be drawing Assassin's Trophy, which is less than great. But that's fine. We'll see how that Flooded Strand works out too, because they can currently shuffle at instant speed, which I want them to have the Eladamri's Call in hand and not have the mana to cast it. So okay. So they draw the call now, and then if and when they ever fetch, we're gonna just shoot the call with Surgical. So they should probably do it at my end step. They'll draw the Eladamri's Call by playing the second Ice Fang. No, they won't. That's not how that's gonna work. Someone said this deck is hard to play. It is. It's mind melty. Academy Ruins is not something I want to draw. I don't know if I want to burn a Lantern on it. And I could have kept Assassin's Trophy up there, but I just unload as many cards as possible so that I can get to bridge. So if they Ephemerate this to draw this, I can Surgical, but then they can fetch. So this is still on top of their library, so that doesn't really help me. Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to shuffle it away. Card is cool AF. Yep. Valakut Exploration is something. What do you got, nerd? What do you got? So their current hit, this is not there. They have Ephemerate, Ice Fang, and then I don't know about lands. Yeah, I know they have these two cards, and I think 2 lands, or 1 land and 1 unknown. So this is the thing about this deck, is you're supposed to keep better track than this. Aether Vial, okay. They drew a different Eladamri's Call at some point. Did I screw up? I don't think that I did. Huh, wild. Well, I should have Surgical their Eladamri's Call. Anyway, I'm bringing up a list if you remember those Splendid Reclamation decks in Modern from a few months ago. Kind of. Put Uro in their hand. Tasty. Oh, they Ephemerated. They did Ephemerate. Teferi. Jesus. And there's a Skyclave Apparition. I think we're going to lose this matchup. I think my opponent is infinitely well set up for this matchup. They can deal with literally everything. I live for Soul Herder decks. I wish I could. I don't know why I can't, because it does so many things that I want to do, but you have to play so many creatures. I hate playing that many creatures. It's too many. Too many creatures. I feel like they're just gonna play Teferi here. Hopefully they play Uro. Good. I like that. Okay. They drew Aether Vial. They had a land. So their hand is Teferi, Ice Fang, Skyclave on top. Yeah, there's the Aether Vial. Bye, Uro. Most importantly, I want to look at their deck. Okay, so this is their hand. Ice Fang, Snow-Covered Plains, Fairy, and Jesus, they have Eternal Witnesses. They have a Thassa, Watcher for Tomorrow. Man, this is wild stuff. Deputy of Detention, Jesus. No. That guy out. What? They're playing 1 Uro? You jerk. Alright. Well, let's take a picture because it lasts longer. Alright. A path on top. Perfect. Academy Ruins. And another land. Yikes. This is not the kind of draw we want to have. We have no tools going on. So their hand is Ice Fang, Snow-Covered Plains, Teferi, and Path. Maybe you can only afford 1 with the rental program. Maybe. I mean, it makes sense to me for them to have only 1, actually. Because it's basically just insurance in long games. They're playing 4 of Eladamri's Call, so like if they need it, they get it, but they're not dependent on it. Like, Uro doesn't actually make that much sense in a Soul Hoarder-esque deck. It doesn't really work all that well with most of what they're doing. Like, they don't need it. Like a lot of the decks that are playing more wholly into the into that plan. All right. Ancient Stirring's coming up. They're gonna draw an extra card with Ice Fang, but that's fine. So we got 2 Ice Fangs in hand plus shit. Plus Path to Exile. Top card is Misty, sure. Yep. Eternal Whiteness. Can I let them draw that? I really don't want to. Because it gets them Eladamri's Call, which I should have surgicaled earlier. Yeah, you can have another Misty Rainforest. All yours. And another land. Perfect. Perfect. So as much as possible, we want to prevent them from picking up things that draw them cards like that. This game looks like it's going well. I wholeheartedly disagree, but we're certainly not dead yet. What about Kinnan, Emery, Lantern? I like the words Emery and Lantern. I don't think Kinnan belongs in any part of that sentence. Speed with the real talk. All right, they're gonna play their Ice Fang, and now they've got a Thassa going. That's gonna draw them an extra card per turn, but that's not that problematic. The Eternal Witness will be if I let them have it. They can play the Thassa here. All right. Yes, I'm aware that once they hit a Skyclave Apparition, it's game over, which is why I'm gonna force them to shuffle here so that they don't get to flicker Ice Fang and draw the Eternal Witness. I have to hit a bridge in short order, and they're drawing an extra card per turn right now. So that said, their deck is not infinite hits; it's just a lot of hits because there's there's 2 Skyclave Apparitions, there's 2 Eladamri's Calls, there's multiple Ephemerates, there's Eternal Witnesses. I mean, it's mostly hits. That's not too bad. I think they don't have a blue card in hand right now, but they will. Nice. Thanks, deck. Super, super helpful. Let's get the bridge. Let's see if they have the... It's like every single one of their cards in their deck draws a card. This is a terrible, terrible matchup. Might be better post-board. What am I thinking of? No, not really. I mean, Abrupt Decay on Icefang Quaddle when they're trying to flicker is like okay, but I can't see that going particularly well. We don't have any way to give our artifacts hexproof, so that's concerning. Yeah, the Soul Herder deck is pretty slick. All right, I'm done here. I can't beat this. We drew 0 mill rocks on time, so, and they just drew infinite cards. So we got Abrupt Decay and very little else. I guess I could play Collective Brutality. Sorcery speed removal seems like not great. It's probably better than... actually, I think I need the trophies. We could go down a bridge because they're not killing us very quickly, but then again, I don't really want to because they do have ways to remove bridges, and I don't really have any way to protect them. Just go shave that. Oh, Pithing Needles seem really bad here. I mean, I know I can turn off Aether Vials, but all right, we'll try it like this. Just up the removal a little bit. See if we can't get their little stack of cards teetering. Little card castle. You wrecked your shoulder again. How the hell did you do that? I had to catch a cat this morning and I didn't hurt myself. Also, I had to wrangle a cat this morning. You wrecked your shoulder again. Your explanation is wipey. Dude. You guys got to calm down with some of your shenanigans, let's say. Oh, sweet. All right. So I'm trying to learn how to make culinary foams so I can make a peanut butter and jelly cocktail. And, oh, this hand is a banger. Right on. What was that? Yeah, so I made a PB&J cocktail from Dave Arnold's Liquid Intelligence. And it's okay. It was super vodka forward, which was a bit much for me. Jesus. In a way that it was like, it's not that I was like, ooh, there's too much vodka in this. No, that's not what it was. It was just that, oh, I'd love to play with your bottles of liquor. Bring me anything. But it wasn't that it was too vodka-y. It was just that I didn't taste enough of the PB&J because the vodka was kind of all up in my nose. So I feel like it wasn't as well balanced as I would want. So I want to see if I can get a version of that that's better. Rum peanut butter cocktail. Yeah, I can make that happen. Yeah, peanut butter eggnog. Yeah, these are all the kinds of things I'm looking into right now. And the thing I was establishing is there enough protein in peanut butter to stand in for your protein in a foam because the usual go-to is egg white, and it turns out that I as far as I was looking at the math, it will be able to do so. Stand in for a farm. Okay, so we're gonna play one Ensnaring Bridge here. Opponent is going to Skyclave Apparition. Oh, they're gonna play Eldarmri's Call and get Skyclave Apparition or whatever, and then hopefully the next bridge gets me out of there. At least gets me rolling, because I took their other Eldarmri's Call, so they'll be a little bit behind. So currently they're working with there's a Misty in their graveyard, Aether Vial in play. Okay, so they have a Breeding Pool, Snow-Covered Island, Teferi. They're going to be able to Teferi Bridge, but making Barley Soup today. Yeah, there's Night of Autumn. Oh, so I should have brought in the Welding Jars. I guess I was thinking that they have Skyclave Apparition, and I just didn't need to bother, but obviously I do. So we just, they have one unknown right now. I'm not much of a soup guy. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, you, milk card. That is not a bad draw. What up, Speeve? Just ended up sneaking a win in game one. Not even close, my friend. We got absolutely demolished. I just gave up once they had like infinite Icefang Quaddles in play, plus Thassa, plus Soul Herder coming in the next turn. I was like, they're drawing 3 cards per turn. I can't keep up. They have too many hits in their deck, and I have 0 mill rocks. Like, it wasn't even a contest. Like, I had 3 lanterns and 0 mill. Oh no. They draw another hit. I mean, at least that one I can kill and get my bridge back. They also have Teferi. I think this matchup is pretty much unwinnable. They just their whole deck is answers to my deck. It's weird. This is the second like Bant creature pile ETB deck that I've played against today, and they were smart enough to pull that move right there. So we're done. Unfortunate, but that's definitely where Lantern's at right now. It's not particularly well positioned, I don't think. But you gotta run the experiment, baby. All right, so we're gonna keep this one. Looks okay. I think without Mox Opal, this deck has just been way too slow when I've played it. Like, it's kind of interesting to play sometimes, kind of, but I in phase 2 there. It's just Toronto and Halton, or not Halton, Peel, so no. Halton's good. Halton's fine. Ooh. Okay, Dredge is a deck we could beat, in theory. Milling them seems less good, though. Let's see if we can take out their Cathartic Reunion. Yeah, we're trying. We're trying, buddy. I mean, I'm not worried about staying safe so much as I'm worried about the restaurant just, like, getting shut down all of a sudden. Not that it's going to be particularly... Claim fame? Okay. This is my opponent is also on nonsense, so that's good to see. Shriekhorn themselves, sure. Oh, wow. I think it's Hollow One. Which, so in game 1, if I get a bridge on them, it should be over. Because they are very much a... Oh, Skelemental. Yikes, never mind. Wait, this can't get back Skelemental, so they must also be playing Exu? Unearth? Unearth. Kroxa, sure. They can claim Fame of Kroxa. And that would get my Ghoulcaller spell, I think. Good to keep you working, bad since dead people. What? Okay. Let's ditch... Yeah, the bell. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what everyone's more worried about. Same with my... Anyway. My favorite human from the south is worried about the south. Oh, perfect. Yeah, do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. So they can draw Lightning Bolt all they want, it's fine. They could Shriekhorn it, but then we can Codex Shredder them afterwards. How many lands did they have in their hand? They had Blackcleave and Bloodstained Mire. Blackcleave's in play, so they have at least one more land. So they wanted to draw the Lightning Bolt? And there's another Lightning Bolt? Sure. I do want to stop them from drawing lands at this point, because then they can get Kroxa going. Oh, right. Yeah. Actually, this is not that bad. It sets me up for bridge. So, yeah. Bye, friends. Mill them. Oh. I mean, that's a good card to draw. And I want to draw it on their turn, so let's do that. So now I don't need to care about their Kroxas anymore, so now I can let them draw cards. So let's go draw Surgical, and then let's take down their boy Kroxa, K-Daddy. Mill themselves in response. Interesting choice. Okay. There's only... What is with people and not playing enough Titans? Oh, they got Aghanem's Awakening in this deck. We are against some jank. We're jank on jank battle here. Village Rites, Insolent Neonate, Lightning Skelemental, which they want to draw, but I don't want them to. Please do not flip into a... okay, good. Perfect. Sometimes good things happen to bad people. All right, draw your Blackcleave Cliffs. Enjoy. So their deck has Lightning Bolts, Flamekin Harbingers. That's hilarious in this matchup. They do have 4 Unearths, and they have Thunderkin Awakeners. I can probably let them draw the Insolent Neonate. I mean, obviously I don't want to, but... Oh, look, a bridge. Well, looks like we're going to win this in a second. Yeah, they have no outs. Oh, they have Spite Bellows in their deck. They have 2 copies of Spite Bellows in their deck. Bolt me. Yeah, all right, fair enough. They don't have any non-land cards in hand. So we'll let them draw the Neonate because they can't pay the cost right now. So this is not relevant at the moment. We're going to mill that. Probably shouldn't have let them draw the Neonate, but if they had drawn the Skelemental, I would be taking 6 this turn. Which I don't want to do. What are they? Oh, they're going to... Okay, sure. That's fine. I'll take 3. This is acceptable. Ow. Okay, mill you. Village Rites. That's fine. I mean, it's not great, but... Bridge. 02 bracket. Actually, we're in the 01 bracket, sir. We're not there yet. We're just on the way. Don't feel bad, Jiggy. We'll be in the 02 bracket soon enough. Or at least the 1-2 bracket. I mean, really, the only thing we have to avoid is the Spite Bellows. Okay, there was a Black Cleave Cliffs that they drew there, but their hand is these two cards. And they've already, yeah, they played the Black Cleave instead of the Sunbaked Canyon, so they can't draw an extra card right now. Let's go ahead and mill them. I bay, that card is busted. Which card? Project Village Rights. I mean, yeah, we obviously we could. Yikes! What kind of nonsense is this? I mean, we'll get the Inventors Fair because it starts gaining new life and it's a land, but boop. Oh, Academy Ruins. Now we're talking. Because I got a Ghoulcaller spell in my graveyard. Am I okay with them drawing a Thunderkin Awakener? I totally am, right? The only thing we need to do is get rid of their Spite Bellows. And if I mill the Spite Bellows, they can replay it over and over. Wait, is Spite Bellows the card I think it is? Card. Spite Bellows. Is this the one that does damage? Oh, this is damage. It's not the other one. It's not the one that kills artifacts. Okay, we're good. They can't win. They legitimately can't win. Never mind. Unless they bolt me multiple more times, and they have no way to replay their bolts. So every bolt I mill, it's gone. So, and once I get the Inventors Fair down this turn, we're good. All we have to do is not draw multiple bridges in a single turn, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to. I should have shredded them at end of turn because they didn't play the Sunbaked Canyon. That said, they have how many bolts in their graveyard? 1. All right. What am I worried about? Mostly just lightning bolts? Yeah, let's just mill them. Yeah, you can draw a Shriekarn. This can't attack, so it can't get anything back ever. I mean, my opponent should concede at this point. They don't have an out, and they know I know they don't have an out. Unless I missed something in their deck. Like, there's literally nothing they can do. All I have to do, really, is F6 through all my turns from here on out, and that's game. Okay, so let's go yield. So we're going to just try to play out our turns really efficiently from here on out. We're going to play the second bridge because, again, why not? It's just like next turn is going to be really easy. So we're just going to go yield until next end step on every turn. I don't need the upkeep stop anymore. Unless I missed something while reading their deck list, we can't lose. I don't have any way to conceal information on my side. Well, there's the Spite Bellows, but again, they can never attack. So, doesn't matter. I'm not going to mill the bridge just in case I missed something. Yep. Hello. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. And we're definitely going to keep that Codex Shredder. They're already down to 27 cards because they're milling themselves, so. And they don't have enough lightning bolts to kill me anymore? Yeah, so this is locked up. So this is what you want to do with Lantern, is run into decks like this where it's like they don't have a game one out. Like, sure, you can draw your Flamekin Harbinger, you can play your Flamekin Harbinger, you can put whatever you want on top of your deck. It does not matter. Chooses not to use Flamekin Harbinger's ability. No kidding. Let's go ahead and save target. Okay. Okay. And my opponent is letting themselves get stopped by my triggers. So for whatever reason, they're burning their own clock in this game because y'all know that I don't have to care. You can draw Sunbaked Canyon. So when you're playing Lantern, generally speaking, what you want to do is manage not only your opponent's threats, but manage the number of ways in which your opponent can draw extra cards. So they have the Sunbaked Canyon, and they're sacking it to draw an extra card at instant speed. I'm going to mill the Lightning Bolt in response. Since I don't care about the top card in my deck, I'm also going to mill again, because I don't want them drawing Village Rights. I prefer them to draw a land. Unearth is fine. Doesn't get them anything relevant, because, again, they can't attack. It doesn't matter what they unearth. Well, unearth has cycling, so actually that was factually incorrect. Let's mill them here. Get rid of that village rights and then just pray that they don't draw another village rights. Again, they don't have an out, so it doesn't matter that I'm letting them draw like relevant cards. So they're gonna draw Blood Crypt +1. And they still have a Blood Crypt on top. You gotta love when you can see what the Moto Shuffler's up to. It is like, if you were that kind of person who was paranoid about it, it frequently looks like it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, they're getting Insolent Neonate, sure. This allows them to discard a card and draw a card. They can draw this Blood Crypt at instant speed. But again, they don't have any way in their deck to get through this. Like, let's pull this over here. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. These don't do it. This doesn't do it. These don't do it. There's literally nothing. There's no... They have no out. So they can faff around all turn. I'm tempted to tell them, but it just feels like a dick move, so I'm not gonna. Also enjoying the novelty of being playing with animations since I rebooted my computer or reinstalled a whole bunch of stuff. Seems to be running smoother now, though, and I'm happy about that. Hopefully all my stream setup is good. I don't know what you guys are seeing on your end in terms of quality. Actually, I'm going to assume we're not going out at 1080p right now, but maybe we are. Output, scaled resolution. Oh yeah, we're not going out at 1080p right now. And the bitrate's crazy high though, so at least it should be smooth on your guys' end. All right, so let's mill that. Let's mill that. Let's mill that. I don't know, we're just gonna go turbo mill from here on out. Let's exile these. Ancient Stirrings, why not? And we're up to 12. Game actions, baby! Do you has them? Give me that Pyxis. Girl, give me that Pyxis. Oh, give me that Pyxis. Alright. You can draw the 1/1. Ingot Chewer. Okay, yeah, of course Alex knew exactly the card that I... They're Shriekhorning themselves still. Like, they're grabbing more Flame or Thunderkin Awakeners, which I have no explanation for. Like, what? Your opponent is clocking you. I know, but they're doing it wrong. Like, I'm the one winning on clock. Like, I'm not... What a guy. Oh, now they concede. Oh, now they see. Now they see the end is in sight. I don't think this is a Leyline matchup because it seems like they're not really about that. Grafdigger's Cage seems insane. We have one in the main deck, and it's definitely something we're looking for. That was comical. Yes, it was. Assassin's Trophy seems pretty poor. Welding Jar is probably important. So... And Kaya's really good if we pick it up on the right time. Surgical's excellent. I guess discard is probably not so good here. Generally speaking, just because I'm going to be putting exactly what they want in their graveyard. Like, it seems like they're so based on doing that. So this, I think we're going to roll like this. Big sloppy sideboarding. It seems like a reasonable opener. I think I'm not going to fire off this Ancient Stirrings on turn 1, only because, well, we'll see. Maybe I don't even get to make that decision, but I think I want to hold on to it until they play a couple of discard spells. Because I don't want to Ancient Stirrings into one of my 4 bridges and then have them immediately hit me with a discard spell. I want to see if I can just top deck it when I need it. It's obviously, like, really sounds really crazy to say, but like, Just letting them discard my bridges is definitely not where we want to be. Okay. You got it. Thunderkin Awakener. Okay, so they did not go for... So basically, they know what they want to do next turn. So let's go... Oh, it's on top right now. That's hilarious. Bloop. Warpsh. Like, if they have Claim Fame or Unearth, like, that's exactly the same as if they had just cast it, basically. So I'm not really upset if that happens. Shriekhorn. Okay, hopefully this is not mill myself and then unearth a... Okay. You... They should have milled themselves there. They... Okay. Opponent... If I see a Skelemental on top... Okay. But, like, if there had been a Skelemental on top, I would have laughed really hard. Because they just goofed themselves out of it. Okay. Glimmervoid. Codex Shredder. I probably... Yeah, if I was going to play the Ancient Stirrings, I should have done it first. Whoops. Yeah, I'm just out of practice playing decks that actually need you to play them. Yeah. So I know their top card is Blackcleave right now. They can have that. Let's assume that they have a Skelemental in their hand right now. Oh, well, there's one in the graveyard. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is gonna suck. I mean, we're gonna be able to get the bridge down next turn, so hopefully they just don't have a way to remove it. Luckily they didn't do this to me last turn, because they certainly could have. So we're gonna lose Triome, Pyxis, and then hopefully they don't have Inquisition here. Actually, I'm trying to remember if I saw any targeted discard in their deck last game. I don't think that there was, and there really should be. That is a beautiful draw. Just hang out and play, please. I just need to have less cards in my hand. Thank you. No! Instant Rakdos Charm, son of a bitch. Okay, so we're almost dead. Oh, we are dead. Oof. Okay. Maybe we do want this discard. Just slow him down a bit. Collective Brutality as a sorcery speed removal spell is not that good. Plus, having these on the play is probably better. Turns out that if you can hit your opponent with multiple ball lightnings, you can just win games. Yeah, that's a hand. Yeah, that could be good enough. It's not great, but could get the job done. Alright. 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 So, assuming they have a turn 1 Flamekin Harbinger, let's play something that isn't a mill rock so that they let me do it. And we want it to be Pyxis because they kept this in? Do they just not have enough sideboard slots, or they want the 6/1? I'm confused. All right, hopefully I don't have a Shriekhorn, because I want to Pyxis that. Perfect. Or this. Are they just going to put a Skelemental on top? No, it's going to be the Flamekin Harbinger, probably. Or, sorry, Thunderkin Awakener. Whoops. That is going to be a really good draw if I can find the lands for it. So let's go Codex Shredder and Pyxis. So the question is, do I want them to even have this in their graveyard? No, I don't. Ah, we just exiled our Gaea. Although, seems good. Seems like a good draw. I'll let them draw the Kroxa. They can play it this turn, and then I've got a distraction target for their artifact removal if they have any right away. Oh, Lantern. What a fickle deck. Yeah. Interesting choice. So they have to have another artifact removal spell right now. Like, I cannot imagine them having a particularly good time with Grafdigger's Cage in play. They could draw a land. You can draw a land, you can play Kroxa. Yep. So wild. Cannot believe that they decided to okay. Huh. Doubly okay. Guess I should have let them draw the lightning bolt. Ooh, that's a good draw. Perfect. I love the way this is going. 2 mill rocks is a pretty good spot to be. We're going to top deck. We're just going to draw this Ensnaring Bridge this turn. Seems good. Okay, you can lightning bolt me. Man, your deck has a lot of lightning bolts. Is this Flamekin Harbinger going to go the distance? That's the real question. Little Hercules. Oh, nice. Perfect. I can find my way. I can go the distance. Oh my god, and it's from, no, it's from Lauren. I don't know why, but these, like, runes over here made me think Theros and the sort of general, like, bright, sort of Greek-influenced background. Alright, so somehow they got a Skelemental on top again. Sunbaked Canyon. Neonate is... I think they can draw that. I mean... Actually, I have a lot of mill rocks, and I don't... Yeah, let's mill them. Blood Moon! But they have so many black cards and no swamps in play. Like, I feel like... It's a terrible idea to let this go, but I am not here to not learn. I want to learn if they have a plan for when they Blood Moon me. So, go nuts. I'm intrigued. I really... They choose not to play it. That is not surprising. Let's exile your Skelemental. Try Ancient Stirrings, sure. See if we can hit a land or a Welding Jar. That's what I'm looking for. There's a land. Lantern, Pithing Needle. Probably just grab the swamp. There's my other Gaea. Unfortunately going to the bottom. Maybe I should be playing Scheming Symmetry in this list. But like 3 of them or something like that. Because the previous version I played only had 2. And then I could cut down on the numbers of some of the other cards I play. That's an interesting idea. What if we just became an all Lantern control stream? How do y'all feel about that? I think it's a terrible idea, but we could do it. We could definitely do it. Okay, so they have a swamp now, so they might play the Blood Moon. I just realized that if they do play the Blood Moon, I actually might be in trouble because I have I'm gonna have cards that I can't play, so my hand is gonna fill up. This I can play, so I'm okay to draw it, but yeah, I might have shot myself in the foot here. That said, we're actually milling them out pretty quickly. So I just need to be careful about what I'm drawing. Like, Ensnaring Bridge is fine, because I can cast that. And we've already untapped, so let's let them draw a card that doesn't work. It doesn't do anything for them. And we're just going to go sort of turbo mill, and then we're just going to be very careful about what we let ourselves draw. Okay. That's a hell of a play. Mill Skelemental. You can draw that, sure. Second Bridge. Lands are fine. Actually, we don't have too many cards we can't play. It's just anything that's green right now. Do I want to exile? No, I don't. I want to draw this. Right, you can draw Sunbaked Canyon. It's just a mountain. That is a cool mountain. Knight on Bald Mountain right there. No, it's got haste. Let's go mill the opponent. Mill the opponent. All right, drop. Loop. All right. You can draw Swamp. You'll into the next end step. You can draw Sunbaked Canyon. Mill. Mill. Don't really want them drawing Insolent Neonate. I'm okay with exiling that off my deck. I suppose what I could do is handle the top of my deck with Codex Shredders. Unearth. Unearth is an extra card draw. We've got enough ways to do this. Perfect. Wait, what does this actually do? Return from your graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creatures that each have a different converted mana cost of X or less. Yeah, you can have as many creatures as you want, opponent. I don't care about any of them. Okay, you can draw a swamp. I will draw this Ensnaring Bridge. Triple bridge, baby! Never getting through this wall. This opponent is a little bit stubborn. They have no idea when they're dead. There we go. They figured it out. All right, I got time for one more if it's not too long. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to finish the entire league, but in the 0-2 bracket, or the 0-1 bracket, we managed to get a 1-2 against... Oh my god. This guy again. Can I keep this hand against this? They're on the play? Sure. God, we're probably so dead. Okay, maybe not. Okay. Bauble's probably the best thing to grab. Yeah. Not having Karn in my deck is gonna suck. We need to deal with so many problem cards. I missed the stop. Didn't even hit a Pithing Needle there. Same opponent. No, no, it's not the same opponent. How's my stream setup going? Like, is it... Oh, okay, it's way too far over. Hold on, let me fix this. Man, my portrait's so big. Okay, we need to change that, but not while I'm playing against Spike. Oh, I missed my bauble. Warped. All right. Ghost Quarter's a nice pickup. And Trophy's good to have here, too. Let's... Yeah, Stirrings, because I might want to get a bridge for next turn already. Yikes. No. No. Walking Ballista. Yeah, my stream setup's all screwed up, but we'll fix it. Arcbound Ravager, Jesus. Okay, so let's find a Pithing Needle. Anybody? Yeah, these things don't do the things. Who are they? Can you not read their name? It's Aspiring Spike, man. It's a big deal. Pretty sure they can kind of try to combo kill me this turn, but I have Assassin's Trophy and Ghost Quarter, so maybe not. It's a little Lazotep Frog. Okay. I'm like 99% sure they're on lethal here. Yeah. Why can't I see the game log? Only attacking me for 3? What? Did they not have lethal yet? Yeah, no, maybe I'm not as good at Magic as I think I am. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 6, and then okay, yeah, they don't have it yet. So what if we kill this? So I should have played the Pyxis this turn, but obviously I couldn't have known that. So they should shoot me for 1 and then sack it to the Ravager, probably. Mm-hmm. Oh, they just let it resolve, huh? Interesting. I have concerns. Okay. I think I have to leave up a Ghost Quarter because they can definitely try to kill me with the Nexus. Because I'm going to play Bridge. Then, oh, I can miss with this card, huh? If I need to. But I don't think I need to do anything that silly. Let's play the Bridge. And then kind of in a rock and a hard place because if I play one more card out of my hand, I'm safe from even the Arcbound Worker attacking me. But I need to keep the Ghost Quarter up to try to kill their Inkmoth Nexus if they try to kill me with that. So I think I have to just pass here and just pray that they don't have the ability to get 17 through on their Arcbound Worker. But if they move the counters off the Ozolith before they declare their attacker, then they won't be able to attack with it. So we'll see if they can get there. I assume they can, but we'll see. Should be pretty easy. Well, maybe not, because they might have had to do it all before. Oh, no, they screwed up. Wait, no, they didn't. They can still attack with the Ravager. Because I needed to unload one more card out of my hand to stop that from happening. Okay, I should be super duper dead here. Yield until next end step. Yeah, I should be massively dead here. Oh, maybe not. No, because they couldn't use the Ozolith. If they'd been able to use the Ozolith before combat, they would be fine, and I would be completely screwed here, but it actually looks like they might not be able to get there. Because this is going to put a counter on the Worker and the Ravager. And then they can sack the Worker to the Ravager. It's going to be 5 and 6, 11, and then add one more to the Ravager, and then no, because they could still sack everything to the Ravager. I don't know. It's going to be close. I think it might be exact. It might be exact or close to it. I'll let him do the math. 6, 7, so that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think it's exactly 17 because they were able to make the servo. That's a shame. I think we would have had them locked out after this. I mean, obviously they could just draw a Walking Ballista and kill me with that, but 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah, just, it's exact. Shoot. Yeah. All right. Yes. 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 Let's get rid of the Grafdigger's Cage. Probably Surgicals. And then probably Thoughtseize, because they're going to unload their hand pretty quick. Definitely want to keep Gaea, because she can exile all sorts of goodies. And then maybe just a Bauble. Get a Bauble out of there. Yeah, this is my umpteenth encounter with Aspiring Spike. I think I actually have a positive record, which is the crazy thing. I know I've beat him twice, and I think I've lost to him only once. So why can I not? Well, that's not what I wanted. Screwed it all up. All right, would I like to play first? Yes, please. Does this deck have legs trying to get into a complex deck like this? I don't think that it does, but we're doing Prison Week on my podcast, so I just thought I should... I have played Lantern a couple times in the last little while, so... and it usually gets good views on my YouTube channel, so I wanted to take another crack at it. Phew. But those two draws... This is not hopeful. This deck has just way too many problems in the metagame, I think. You can play it if you want to, and if you want to learn about Modern, if you want to learn about deck building, etc., and trying to metagame and all sorts of I mean, I don't want to get up my ass, but like advanced quote-unquote concepts, it's a very challenging deck to play, which is cool, but I don't think it's very good right now. Even at your best, you're not going to do particularly well with it. There's just too many decks that are able to beat you. Like, most of the blue soup decks are just going to eat you alive. Invite him to your podcast. I'm sure we will eventually. That's an excellent draw. I do have to play the bridge next turn instead of the Gaea, but that's fine. That's fine. So we'll Abrupt Decay the first one before the second one lands, I think. Unless I want it to be too big to attack me. But then it could get out of control with a Walking Ballista, so I don't really want to invite that. And we just got to hope that they don't have Abrupt Decay or otherwise right now in their hand, which is obviously... I think they should have Abrupt Decays and Assassin's Trophies, etc. in their sideboard. The problem with Lantern right now is there's just way too many decks around that can beat you. And like even some of the matchups where you'd expect Ensnaring Bridge to get them, they're like playing a lot of reach. So like the Scourge of the Skyclave deck, I'm pretty sure is playing a bunch of Reach. Okay, we're just hoping this isn't... Okay, good. That's fine. That's totally fine. Well, maybe it's not totally fine, but it's a level of fine. Problem is, if I play Gaea right now, she just dies. They had the Ballista. They had the Ballista so quick. They can't sack the Arcbound Worker, so I could use Gaea as 3 mana, exile this. It's not great, but it's something. If they have a land, then this goes up to 5 and we're just toast. But hitting it with a Collective Brutality is... What if we Brutality the Worker this turn? And then they can't attack with the Ballista, and then we just use Gaea to get rid of it next turn. Or that one. That'll work. Oop, not that color. Okay. This makes the Ballista 7. Jesus. This is gonna hurt. Oh great, they have an Aegis Clam on top. That's fabulous. I mean, we'll see what other creatures they have, but... So they can crank Ballista to 9? Oof. What is happening? Why are you shooting me? Oh, doy. Oh, look at this god gamer over here. You see that? I'm almost dead because of that slick play. All right. All right, we're just gonna shoot this straight up. Yep. So we'll go to 4, possibly 5 if they want the land. I assume that they don't care, but we'll see.
Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again, please?
No, Siri, I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Oof. Brutal. But Spiring Spike playing good decks. Good player. Can't beat him with nonsense. All right, I'm going to have to finish up this league later and possibly be able to talk about it on my podcast. Generally speaking, Gaea didn't do anything in the 3 matches we played. I really had high hopes for this card because I did play an Abzan Lantern deck once upon a time that had a really cool thing going on. Mox Opal was still legal at the time, so that was a very different age. It's a very different time to be alive. So, but yeah. Yeah, so does this deck have legs? I don't really think so. I think there's just way too many things in the metagame that just beat the hell out of you. I feel like Liliana is a better walker in Lantern. Maybe. So the thing about Gaea is that she gains you life, which you often need to do. She's able to exile problematic permanents that are 1 or 0 CMC, and she literally wins games because Liliana doesn't really help you win games the way that Lantern sets up a game state a lot of the time. It might be right that she's just better because of the sort of grinding angle, but I think if you want to play Liliana, you should probably just be playing 8-rack, which I don't find as interesting because it is basically like a hyper... It's like a weirdly tilted version of Jund, where like Jund is like playing good cards once they attrition the game to 0 resource, and like 8-rack's trying to win with all of the worst cards. 8-rack sucks, yeah, but I think Lantern also sucks right now. I don't think this deck is particularly good in any configuration, just because, yeah, as I said before, it feels like all the decks in the metagame have a really easy time just beating you. Like, Taxes should be a reasonable matchup, but unfortunately they now have Scourge of Skyclaves, and that card is unbeatable because or not Skyclave Apparition, because it just takes away your bridges in their main deck, and they're playing like 4 copies. So what are you gonna do? Yeah. Anywho, hope y'all have a good day, weekend, life, wherever you're at. Check out the Serum Visions podcast. That's where I'm putting a lot of my energy right now while I'm working and doing etc. Alex, hope everything is well. Ship me some of that booze for me to experiment on. And you guys all have a good one. I will be back more often now that I've gotten some of my technical problems sorted out on my laptop. So like I did like 4 videos last week. And then over the weekend, I was having a lot of problems with my computer. It seems like I've sorted them out. So might be back more often. See y'all.